Hello everyone and welcome to the management meeting for January 2017. Let's go ahead and begin with some victories. First victory that I would like to celebrate is with Mr. John Lyles, Premier Martial Arts in Lubbock, Texas. Mr. Lyles' school just recently broke, get this, over 700 excited, awesome martial arts students. Now, I want to, I think this is the largest school in Premier as in reference to the number of students. I want to congratulate not only Mr. and Miss Lyles, but I want to congratulate their team because you don't get 700 students without having an amazing team behind you and amazing leadership from Mr. Lyles. So awesome job, truly amazing. That type of numbers is up in the top 1% of martial arts schools in the United States or in the world for that matter. Also, I want to congratulate Tim Rook in Manassas, Virginia, Premier Martial Arts. Tim is creeping up on 350 students, and everybody knows the success story that Mr. Rook has had in the past 4 or 5 years from where he started to where he is now. And again, congratulating the Rook family, but not only the Rook family, but the team that is behind him. Okay, so that is an amazing victory, an amazing story as well. And I want to congratulate one of our new Premier Martial Arts school owners, Roger Lacombe, and I think it's Thousands Oak, California, which is outside the Los Angeles area. You know, there's always a process in learning our systems. And when a new school becomes Premier Martial Arts, they have so much to do. And you guys remember, you're changing the name and the decor and curriculum and belt ranking and artwork inside your school. You're doing all these physical changes to Premier Martial Arts, but you're also trying to implement our business systems at the same time to get the results. Well, Mr. Lacombe promoted a mass intro on Facebook for the first time, and it was his first mass intro, and he got great results. Right? I think he had 26 people, if my memory serves me correct, register. He had the exact number that we've been seeing, about 30% show up, which was 6 people showed up. Now, the show up ratio is really bad for people on the internet or Facebook once they register. And there's nothing we can do about that of how many people show up. Okay, he did a great job on his marketing to get 26 people to register. He only did spend a little bit of money. But he had 6 people show up, and get this, he signed up 5 of them, right? So the sign-up ratio, once they get there, is about 50% in a mass intro. So he is well above that. So I don't think he spent a whole week marketing this, but even if he spent a week at $20 a day, Monday through Friday, let's say, he spent $100 to sign up 5 new students. That's one of the most effective ways and economical ways to sign up new students. So I just wanted to give a great victory to a gentleman that is busy becoming an amazing Premier Martial Arts school and doing the business systems and reaping results at the same time. In our message from Mr. V, that's me today, talking about Premier Martial Arts, I want to talk a little bit about owner etiquette, I guess. I don't know what the right word for this is, but, owners, we always have to have each other's back. Premier Martial Arts, we have a saying, one family, one team. There's a lot of people that go around in their life not having really that much support, whether they're a martial arts school owner or not. Think about all the martial arts independent school owners out there really floating around in the wind. They don't have anybody that with the uniqueness of doing the same systems and so forth, or having a big organization. You guys have Premier Martial Arts. And what is Premier Martial Arts? Premier Martial Arts is the people that's in our organization. It's all of these owners that are, almost 90 owners now supporting each other. So I just want to remind you guys the power of having the support and having the Premier Martial Arts family. There's people that if I need to talk to someone, or if I have a question, I want to research, whatever it is, if I need someone, there's tons of Premier Martial Arts owners that I can pick up the phone, whether it's a business support or whether it's personal support, and I know they're going to be there. Well, I want you guys to understand that should be the same for all of you. Premier Martial Arts is like a special fraternity. We're stronger together, right? So I want you guys to use each other. And if you've got situations or questions, find someone that either is doing more than you are or find someone that's a peer that's on the same level. Start building these relationships. Support each other. It's everything from business and emotional motivation and business help and support, but it's also conducting ourselves and putting each other first. I sent a video out last week talking about, if you're in proximity with other premier martial arts schools and another owners and students for some reason are wanting to transfer, that decision is from the school owner that had the students to begin with. And if they don't, you should be the first person, they should be the first person you call. And if for whatever reason they don't want you to sign that student up, there doesn't even need to be a discussion or a reason why, because that was that owner's student, and it's up to them whether they stay in Premier Martial Arts or not. We don't have to have a reason. It's the same thing with employees. You guys send in all your staff to all the trainings, they get to know each other. We should never hire an employee of a Premier Martial Arts school without asking the permission from the previous owner. And if they say yes or if they say no, they don't need a reason why, right? That's the type of support people need to know. And this type of energy and this type of attitude will breed down into the students to know that, man, once you're part of Premier Martial Arts, you're part of something awesome. But if you leave, you ain't going to have the same thing. You're leaving. You leave one premier school, you leave them all, whether you're a staff or whether you're an employee. So I think you get the feeling of what I'm trying to say here, but I think it's so important because we do have an amazing group of people, and nothing's more important than our owners and your guys' relationships with each other, because the stronger each one of us are, the stronger it makes our entire organization. In our management training today, I want to talk about something that a lot of us need to understand, and everybody fights with this, with time management, but simply understanding that 90% of things just don't matter. 90% of all things, decisions, activities, actions, just really don't matter. So we should stop wasting time on these types of things. Now, what are these types of things? Just a list. Now, there's all kinds of things that we waste time on, but one is worry. Simply worrying about things, spending time thinking about it, dreading it, concentrating and focusing and worrying. Not only is worry bad for you physically, it's bad for you mentally, and it's a time waster. So stop worrying. Things that happened in the past, quit worrying about them because they're gone. They're not reality anymore, right? Things that are going to happen in the future or that you're dreading in the future, stop worrying about them because it's not here yet. It's only the now, the very moment that you're in right now that really matters, okay? And don't worry about what happened in the past or what may or may not happen in the future. It's a waste of time. Stop wasting time on things that's out of your control. If you can't control it, it's not going to help you. Don't worry about it because there's nothing you can do about it. Stop wasting time on OPP, other people's problems. Right now, I'm not saying not to help our Premier Martial Arts owners. I just talked about that. I'm not saying not to be concerned, but sometimes we get involved in other people's situation when we shouldn't be, and it wastes your time, right? And it eats your time up. Sometimes people bring their negative energy and their problems to us. Now, if we're friends of theirs and if there's something we can do to help them, let's help them, right? But getting involved in a situation that we can't help them at all, other than giving them support and giving them a good attaboy or some motivation, try not to get involved so much that it becomes a problem for you. Stop wasting times on small things, little bitty things, right? I've had people ask me about whether they should have one-line phones or two-line phones, right? They literally make a phone call asking me, should I have a one-line phone or a two-line phone? Well, that's common sense, by the way. And why are you stressing over such a small thing? Small things don't need big time, right? I had someone call me once asking if they should put water in a WaveMaster or sand in a WaveMaster, right? Well, the directions say water, and it's going to be hard to empty out and move if you ever have to with sand and messy, right? So not to make fun or anything, but all of us do that. All of us get wrapped up in little small things that isn't really that big a decision. It shouldn't have taken that long, right? And it keeps us from working on the big things. Small things don't need big time. Stop wasting time on social media and entertainment. yes, you should be on Facebook. You should be monitoring your conversations and comments, and you should be advertising and studying all of that. Yes, absolutely. But the sheer amount of time that people spend reading posts and scanning through it, from the last research, Facebook allows you to see about 300 posts in 24 hours. If you're looking at 300 posts in 24 hours and liking and commenting and all that on random stuff, it's a huge time waster. You're spending too much time. You have too much downtime if you're on social media that much. It's a huge time waster. You set aside maybe a certain time in the morning to where you can glance through, and set aside a certain time in the evening. It's just like returning email. I return email when I first get into the office and at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Otherwise, I don't look at email, because that can be a big time waster if you are constantly going and checking to see if you got another email. Did I get another email, right? Entertainment. Now, I'm not going to tell you how to spend your time, right? But you got to know first things first. If your business needs focused, if you need to work at home, but all you're doing is watching TV all evening, right? It's a big time waster. So be careful about entertaining yourself, because it eats up a lot of precious time that you may or may not need to put towards your business. Stop wasting time on dumb shit. Now, I'm not going to get into what dumb shit is. Dumb shit is dumb shit. It's just things that you shouldn't be doing. It's going back to first things first. Do you have the luxury to just do some random dumb things all the time, right? Or should you be concentrating and focusing on your business? Depends on what level you're at, right? And stop wasting time on misery. If something that makes you miserable, stop doing it. If you're in a situation where someone else is miserable, stop hanging out with them. Stop listening, focusing, and being involved in misery. Okay, it has too many negative effects all the way around on your motivation and the rest of your life. Things you should simply focus on is anything you can control. If you can control the outcome to the best of that's best for you, then absolutely focus on it. If you can control things that are making your business stronger, your statistics better, making you more money, do it. Focus on things that make you grow personally, right? Spiritually and professionally. Focus on things that's making you better all the way around. And focus on family and friends, because that's your real legacy. When you're dead and gone, the only thing that's ever going to be here or ever be a legacy for you is people that remember you. So building friendships, spending time with friends and family so that you're thought of when you're gone, that's the most we can get out of it. You can have all the money in the world, but when you're dead and gone, nobody remembered you. It's like you never existed. Okay? So there's a little bit of focus on a little bit of time management and just things that you should be concerned and not concerned about. And then finally is happiness. Focus on what's going to make you happy. So doing actions or creating experiences that you're going to think back on fondly, that's going to bring you moments of happiness. Setting yourself up to live in the now so that when you're having relationships, you're gaining that happiness. Simply focus on things that create that happiness for you and your family. Continue on management training. Guys, I'm talking to a lot of you now that are looking for instructors, and how quick you forget that we have now a proven system of finding instructors. That's in your online Igniter. Maybe I should do a separate post and put it up on the website, which is probably a good idea. But we've had over 170 instructors. What was in about 9 days of me running a Facebook ad, I ran it nationwide. Those 170 instructors are there at your fingertips on that Google Share doc. And you're supposed to run this ad and do the instructions for yourself, right? In your local area or whatever market you want to seek an instructor in. I'm not continuing to run this ad and spending money every day. I don't need an instructor right now. But the system is there for you to run it. Ricky Lamb just did this and he did it perfectly. Locally, he had 15 instructors apply. He ran a open an invitation openly for an interview. And of those 15 people, 7 showed up. He hired 1 full-time, 1 part-time, and gave 1 person a free membership because he thinks he's going to need them in the future and he wants them to start learning their curriculum. Man, what a success that was, right? So if you're looking for instructors, implement this system and find them. Now, speaking of instructors and instructor training this month, I want to talk to the instructors about 5 steps to correcting bad behavior. Now, I've got some funny pictures here of guys that had bad martial arts behavior, right, in the Karate Kid movies. And Ralph Macchio straightened both of them out at the end of each movie, right? So he took care of it. I'm not sure how he was so physically inept compared to these 2 guys, but it was fun to watch anyway. So try not to focus on these guys. Try to focus on the kids in your classroom. Let's go over these 5 steps to correcting bad behavior. Very first thing, let's say little Tommy is given problems. He's not focusing. He's kind of fidgety. He's acting up a little bit. Give the whole group, the whole class, a 1-second group reminder, okay? Just remind everybody about what the action is. It takes literally 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds. Maybe Tommy's focusing and I look at everybody going, hey guys, listen, I need everybody's eyes on my eyes, like laser beam focus. You guys are only here a couple times a week for about 45 minutes. You need to keep your eyes on my eyes and focus to get the best out of every class. Can you guys do that for me? Yes, sir. Done, right? Step number 1. Tommy's still having problems. Next thing is proximity praising. I want to praise a student that's showing focus or whatever the action I'm trying to get Tommy to implement. I want to compliment a student in front of him or nearby him, right? So I would look and simply go, and feet together set. Sarah, I've just been noticing you literally have not taken your eyes off me so far in this class. And you're getting the benefit from it because you know what? I notice your punches and kicks are getting so much better. Good job, Sarah. Everybody give Sarah 2 claps. Boom, boom. Fighting stance. And you continue with class. Step number 2, proximity praising. Let's say Tommy's still giving problems. He's still all over the place. He's unfocused, whatever. He's trying to punch and kick the little girl's ponytail that's in front of him. Huddle all the kids up for an impromptu mat chat. It's impromptu because it wasn't a planned mat chat. And you're still going to do your normal mat chat. But just huddle the kids up. Talk about the importance of focusing or whatever that action is we're trying to get Tommy to do. And give Tommy lots of eye contact. He should be getting the message at this point. Stand him up, go back to class. Let's say he's still not doing it. Well, now he's becoming to interrupt the class. It's hard for me to teach. I'm going to put all the kids in rest stance and I'm going to walk over and I'm going to give Tommy a one-on-one correction. I'm going to tell him what he needs to do and what's going to happen if he doesn't do it, right? And I'm going to go back and start teaching the class. Hopefully all the other kids, whispering sometimes is as loud as screaming. So all the other kids knew somebody was in trouble and they heard me whispering to Tommy. Right? So that's a good lesson for them to always have good discipline and act right in class, or they might find themselves in that situation. And then finally, if he's still not doing what I need him to do, or he's still acting a certain way, what I promised him was to take him out of class, right? So I'm going to take him out and give him time out and set him with his mom and dad. Now, a couple things when you do that. My goal is to bring Tommy back at the end of the class. And I tell mom, hey, listen, Tommy's having a hard time today. He's disrupting the class. I've tried several times to bring him around. What I need you to do is he needs a little time out to think and watch. I'm going to go ahead and continue with the class. I'm going to try to bring him back. Don't leave because at least I want to talk to you guys at the end of class. Because now I want mom to do her job or dad to do his job, which is sit there and berate and give Tommy a nice lesson on what he's supposed to do and probably what's going to happen to him when we get home if his mom and dad's worth their salt as a parent, right? So, and then I do try to bring him back into class and end it on a positive note and give Tommy lots of big brother or love, that type of thing. And then I do want to talk, even if it's briefly, talk to Tommy and the mom or dad real quick after class. Just go over what happened, how he can't do this, and we're going to work on this together. I still love you, man. We're cool, right? Give him a high five and all that. Try to end it as positively as possible. All right, now let's move on to our next segment, which is going to be our program directors training. And this is an easy one. Program directors, you have to realize that you're very often the first line of communication. You're the first relationship. You're the first representation of our school to a new student. So your job through the 2-lesson trial program, your job into the tour of the school, your job is to make these students feel great. Yes, we want them to love martial arts. Yes, you want to turn them into little martial artists right in front of mom and dad's eyes. You want to create discipline and have them going feet together, set, sir, and having fun and key on loud. You want to make them feel great about themselves and get them excited because by making them feel great, that's how we're really selling our memberships. We don't really sell martial arts memberships. We create an amazing experience that makes these kids and family feel great about themselves and what our ability to educate and have an impact on this child's life through our training in the future. When you sit down to go over membership prices, it's just a choice of how they want to sign up, which program they want to do, which method of payment to pay that program. It's really that simple. That's the unique part about our systems, is we're able to take people that aren't salespeople, sometimes young people, sometimes people that aren't great martial artists, and make them great program directors, right? And that's the key. So program directors, when you're teaching the intros, are the kids having fun? Are they leaving the first intro pumped and their little chest out with confidence? That's the key. Guys, in our marketing segment, I want to talk about, we've been doing some new changes to your websites. Now, this is just some clips of a website. I had to shrink the page down so you could see it all, so it makes it look weird. It's not what your web page looks like. But what we've done is we've expanded for the website on the programs. As you went down the website, we had different programs that people could learn about. Now we've added a button where they can learn more, and it takes them to an expanded page with testimonials and videos and lots of information about that program. Kids martial arts, Krav Maga, adult class, cross kick, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Zumba, whatever you're teaching in your school, right? And on that page is a place for them for the lead capture. So when you're running an ad on Facebook, as long as you're promoting the $29.95 2-lesson trial program, which is what we always promote, you can take the link from this page, the URL from this page, and put that in your ad or your post. And when they click on it, it directly takes them to the program they're wanting and a quick place to give their lead. All right, next thing in marketing is our Valentine's marketing. Because the offer is different than your landing page on your website now, we created a lead page for you. You should have gotten an email. You should have clicked the link that automatically attached your email to your lead page. Sean sent you back an email that has a URL that you'll use in your Facebook advertising. So when they click on it, it goes straight to this page you're seeing in the middle. They put in their information, hit a button, you got the lead, and then you're going to give them a call for whatever Valentine's Day special that you're offering. Now let's look at some of those by the way, Valentine cards. You guys need to order those. We got some amazing new cards, and you really should have these out and be promoting this the last week of January and the first 2 weeks of February. Let's look at some of the Valentine specials that you can run on your Facebook ad. We got besides the kid one, we did the children's one with a couple different things. One's a 2-lesson trial program for only $14 because it's February the 14th, right? We also did a 2-for-1 special. 2 people could get 2 uniforms, 2 introductory lessons, do the intro at the same time for only $22, right? All this is in your Online Igniter, by the way, in the February materials of the Online Igniter Facebook group. Okay. Then we had a couple adult ones. One was Sweating with Your Sweetie. I think this is a great ad. Look at the text. It's really well written. The text on the Online Igniter of Sweating with Your Sweetie. This is great for your Krav Maga program. This is great for your adult program and great for your martial arts fitness program. Also, we had another adult one, which was cool, a Single Awareness Day special, which is kind of taking the play on all the people that don't have a date for Valentine's, right? And the copy is really, really great, and the text. And I probably would run the kids ads and the adult ads, that type of thing. I'm going to do it for 3 weeks, the last week of January and the first 2 weeks of February, right? But this one, the Single Awareness Day special, I'd probably run the day before Valentine's and Valentine's Day, make some kind of killer offer about it. So it's a great visual, it's great text and great copy for your Facebook advertising. Guys, speaking of Facebook advertising, what you should be advertising now on Facebook. These are things we're actually doing at our schools here, the corporate schools, is one, we're promoting kids mass intros. People are getting great response. We're still promoting Karate for Concentration, or if you've been doing that a lot the first semester, maybe right now, Beginning Children's Martial Arts Workshop. We'll be going into Kids Safe soon. I've got some materials we're working on to give you for Kids Safe. You should be, again, setting up your Valentine's specials for your kids programs and adult programs. Running Krav Maga ad that's beginning classes starting now with the text that we gave you in the Online Igniter. Man, we've been running this and we've been getting so many adult leads for the past really 2 months. It's been crazy, and still We're getting more leads for Krav Maga and adult program than anything right now. And then if you haven't done the Women's Self-Defense Seminar, I have 160 people registered for my next one, which is Saturday the 21st. Kim Brayman is getting 50 women in 2 or 3 days registering. He continues to get great results. Ricky Lamb has one this weekend. So many of us are doing these, and they're so simple to do, right? Now, they are free. They're not expensive to run other than the advertising, but you got to be doing the right steps to make sure you sell the 6 weeks for $69 women's self-defense course, and then convert about half the women that buy that 6-week course into your normal Krav Maga program. Okay, so that's the things that we're concentrating and working on right now with our Facebook campaigns. Also, we have a new Parents Night Out theme for March. The new Power Ranger movie comes out in March. We've got in your March advertising and promotion, you see the posters, you see the TV artwork for your school, you see the Facebook ads, you see the invitations, the sign-up sheets, you see even games to help you run that Parents Night Out. And that's all in your March advertising and promotions, which is now up on featured content at martialartsmarketing.com. In our announcement section, all right, get this. This is very important. We have a brand new, we had a coloring book for Premier for years. Well, we've designed an all-new coloring book for Premier Martial Arts. Now, these are very expensive for me to mass produce because of the quantities. I have to buy 10,000 coloring books to get these at a decent price. In the past, we sold these, and we're selling these now in the future. Right now, it's going to be 100 coloring books for $200, right? $2 a book. You can put these in your pro shop and sell them for $4.95, $5.95. I spent $12 on a Avengers coloring book for Luca in Target the other day. So you're getting a nice, awesome coloring book for Premier that you can sell real cheap in your school. You can give these away for 5 to 7-year-olds between first and second intro for that rapport building. You can take these to school talks. You can do whatever. Now, limited time. Here's the thing. I'm not going to do any coloring books unless I get 30 pre-sales from you guys by February the 3rd. 30 schools out of almost 90 need to buy 100 coloring books for a special price of only $150 instead of $200. Then what I will do then is I'll order the 10,000 coloring books. We'll have them for a long time in the future when you need them. But if at least 30 of you aren't interested immediately, what it's telling me is you guys aren't interested in having a Premier Martial Arts coloring book to begin with, right? So I'll be sending this information out. You probably already have it in your email. You need to send this to Nikki by your order by February the 3rd. And then I will let you know if I got enough to go through with the order or not. So, guys, this is the power of Premier Martial Arts. Other schools, what other martial arts school have their own coloring book with their own unique artwork inside with Premier Martial Arts logos on the kids' pages? None. Why? Because they're not Premier Martial Arts. That's why. Next announcements. You've already gotten your email. I'm just giving you a reminder. We're doing a reorder on all the fall holiday items. If you're wanting to get any of the bigger sellers of your stuff for stock, if you need any Premier Martial Arts logoed gear, if you need alternate uniform tops or hoodies or sweatshirts or any of the new t-shirts or high-end jackets and hoodie, all of that stuff, we're doing one-time reorder. Chances are you won't see these designs for a long time, if ever, because we're already working on our spring merchandise line that'll come out in April. All right. So just a quick reminder. Announcements also is I've got an amazing package of summer camp stuff coming to you guys. New ads, new artwork for new themes for the 12 weeks, artworks, Facebook ads, posters, curriculum for each 12 weeks, games and things designed, outlined for the camp, everything you need to run awesome either part-time or full-time camps. So look out for that. That's coming up. Rustine's working hard on that right now. Finally, our next announcement, our next big event is going to be in Houston, Texas, Dickinson, at Al Garza's Dickinson location. We've got great business workshops. We've got great martial arts training, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, kickboxing, and level 4 Krav Maga. Remember, any instructor, if they've not done any levels now, can do any levels anytime that we offer them in any rotation. So you can do level 4, get that certification behind you. Maybe next time you do level 2 or 1, whatever we're offering the next time, which will be in Marlborough, Massachusetts, June 8th, 9th, and 10th. And then our last big training of the year will be October back in Knoxville at our national convention, at our national symposium. All right. So again, this is where your staff comes, learns, get motivated, become better instructor, and feels part of our team. So if you haven't registered, go to mamgsym.com. And I need you to register your team. I'm going to cut the registration off because I need to simply know how many people's coming, doing what events, so we can do better planning and preparation. And finally, featured content. We've got a great, if either you were at our national symposium in October, maybe you missed Mr. Baker's seminar, his talk. Maybe you were training. Maybe you saw it and you want to see it again, or maybe you want to show it to your staff members. But he did an amazing talk on relationship building, the importance of relationship building, the different type of relationships that need to be built in your martial arts studio. We've got, of course, our 2017 event schedule for your schedule inside your school. You can download it here. I've emailed that to you, but it's also here for you. Yes, I was a little late getting that out, and I apologize. First time ever, I didn't get that out in November. Totally forgot, slipped my mind. March advertising and promotions is up already for you to start prepping and preparing. And then your February drill for skills. I know you're in January, but February drill for skills and class management and mat chat systems already up for your instructors to start prepping and getting ready for next month's class management systems. All right, guys. Wow, that was a big meeting, and I appreciate your attention and time. That is a wrap. If you guys need anything, please contact me or Mr. Baker. Otherwise, we will see you in Houston, Texas in just a couple short weeks.